You know this room. You are sitting at the head of the table. You just spent 20 minutes taking your team through a new quarterly plan. Then you look around at your team and you ask the deadliest questions in the English language. Guys, does that make sense? Do you have any inputs? And what happens? They nod like a little plastic bobbleheads on dashboards. Yes, boss, totally. Makes sense. And 3 weeks later, the project is on fire. And when you ask your team what went wrong, the same person who nodded yes today says, well, I actually thought the timeline was impossible from the start. If you want to stop leading a team of bobbleheads and start leading a team of thinkers, you have to stop asking the questions that gives a pleasing yes for an answer. And instead of asking generic open-ended questions, you need to ask a high-gain question. Let me show you what that means. Here's the hard truth. When you ask binary questions, which basically means anything that can be answered with a yes or a no, you are holding a hiding spot for your team. You see, yes is safe. Yes gets them out of the meeting quickly. Yes actually requires 0 calories. So you, the leader, walks out of the room carrying a bag full of rocks like an entire cognitive load of the project, while your team walks away sort of empty-handed, just executional responsibilities. You need to flip this dynamic. You need to transfer the thinking burden from only your brain to theirs as well. Now I can hear you through the screen telling me, but wait, I already ask open-ended questions. And I always ask my team, what do you guys think at the end of a meeting? And to that, I would say, stop asking that question. What do you think is equivalent to the junk food of leadership? It may feel inclusive. It may feel that people are opening up and talking, but it's actually useless because it lacks friction. When you ask a broad question to your team scans your face and starts figuring out the right answer. And they give you the fluff, like, I think it's generally good and everything is fine. But to turn an open ended question into a high gain question, you need to add that magic ingredient, a constraint. You need to almost force them into a corner where the only way out is going to be through critical thinking by themselves. And here are 3 scripts that you can use to be able to do this. Instead of asking, do you see any risk in this plan? To which they will generally say a no, ask this. Imagine it is 6 months from now and this project has failed spectacularly. Trace it back. What were the specific things that killed us? Do you see the difference? You just gamified the failure. You made it safe to be negative. You are forcing them to visualize the disaster before it has actually happened and apply themselves in a direction where you want them to start thinking. Another one, instead of asking, are we confident on the deadline, guys? To which mostly you will get an answer as yes. Ask this instead. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that we will hit this date? Now, you can wait for an answer. Let's say one of them says 7. Most leaders will say 7, that's great, let's go on with it. Wrong. You should ask a follow up question. What specific obstacles are preventing this 7 from becoming a 10? That gap, that missing 3 points, that is where actually the truth is hiding. That is where the bodies are buried. That is the 3 points that you need to erase in their doubts so that you get 100% commitment. Another one, instead of asking, can we do this any faster? Ask this. If we absolutely had to launch early this week, what feature would we have to kill to make that happen? And yes, now you see, you are asking for a calculation. You are forcing them to do the math and tell you the cost of the project speed. You see, the goal of leadership isn't to be the smartest person in the room. It is to build a room where it is impossible for anyone to sit in and pretend to be dumb. So stop asking for agreements and start asking for judgments so they start calculating, evaluating things by themselves. I've got a challenge for you. In your next meeting, do not allow yourself to ask a question that can start with a do, is, or a can. Force the friction and watch the bobbleheads stop nodding. Watch them starting to think. Now you go get that work done. Or let me know what is that one reason why you will not subscribe to this channel. Did you see what I did there? Now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that particular video, then I am Altaf and I have been working as an L&D professional for over the last 17 years in companies which are in retail, hospitality, and luxury brands. And through this channel, I bring all of this information to you so you can improve yourself as a leader. So consider subscribing and I'll see you in the next one.